Don't get me wrong, I respect and admire the teachers that work hard every day to educate young people around the world to become better human beings. The issue I have is with the school system, because when I look at the success I've had in life, and then I look at what school systems value, what they place importance on, I just see a huge disconnect. I feel that most of what I learned in the school system, I've kind of thrown out the window. I don't use. And what I use on a daily basis to live a life that I'm happy with, a life of success, it's not taught in the school system. The goal of today's video is to open your eyes up to what is out there so that you can start living a life on your terms. Rule number one that school doesn't teach you is that IQ scores, test scores, all these scores for all these things, they honestly don't mean that much. They are not a true indicator of how intelligent you are. But when you're in school, all you can do is stay focused in on those entrance exams, on how smart somebody is. And we equate somehow these numbers to being how this person is going to have great success. I know there are some countries out there that basically, if you're not on the right track early, the chances of you having a certain career path are next to nil. We're talking almost grade school when they start selecting and putting people down paths based on these quantifications, on these scores, when life is a marathon. Life is a continuous putting forth of effort and trying again. I don't know. Nowadays, I never ask anyone, oh, what did you score on your SAT? What did you score on your ACT? How did you do on that entrance exam? What's your IQ? Because none of that matters. What matters is the skill set, what they're able to bring to the table. And there are so many different levels of intelligence, so many types of intelligence. There's athletic intelligence. There's emotional intelligence. There's relationship intelligence. People develop unique abilities, specialties where they're good at. And I do feel that school does a very bad job of identifying all those other ones and how they can fit into a useful society. Secret to success, number two, that school doesn't teach you is when you find something you love, something you're passionate about, go all in. Spend your time, a lifetime, learning and becoming better at that thing. And there can be multiple things that you're passionate about and that you love. But one of the problems with school is that they try to get you to focus in on your weaknesses. And I do think that you can take a weakness from a weakness to being adequate. But if it's a weakness, if it's something you don't like, something you're not interested in, you're never going to become amazing at it. The world rewards people that are amazing at things. Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, do we care how good they are at mathematics, how well they know geography? Now, I do think you should have a basic understanding. But I am saying you're going to get more value if you focus in on where you can develop genius. Genius is developed by a lot of hard work, a lot of time, a lot of putting in and just trial and error. But to me, that is just where I would like to see school help people focus in on their strengths instead of trying to spread them out and get them, giving equal value to all these things. Now, for you in your particular situation, how can you learn more about something you're passionate about? Well, you've got the internet. You've got an amazing resource right at your fingertips, guys. I want you to go check out Skillshare. They are the paid sponsor of today's video. I'm going to pull them up really quick. I want to share with you 3 classes that I am taking right now on Skillshare and I'm loving. Presentation Essentials, how to share ideas that inspire action. This is taught by Simon Sinek. I love Simon Sinek. When I saw that he had a course on Skillshare, I was like, count me in. I'm on this. Beef 101, 10 popular cuts and how to prepare them at home. Patrick Lafreda has taught me how to be able to go into a butcher shop and to be able to identify different grades of beef based off of fat content and their cuts, how to actually use a knife. This stuff is awesome. Introduction to SEO, Tactics and Strategy for Entrepreneurs by Rand Fishkin. I can tell you guys, Rand Fishkin is the man. And when I saw he was on Skillshare, he's teaching SEO. What I did, and by the way, Skillshare also has it set up so that you can actually bring your team. They've got company profile set up so that you can pay to have people on your team go in there. And that's what I'm doing so that my team can learn about SEO taught by the best in the industry. Another thing I love about Skillshare is that you can learn from anywhere. Guys, just download the mobile app on Android or iPhone and you can tap into any class, even when you're offline. So those are the 3 classes I'm taking right now. And what I love about Skillshare, 17,000 other great quality classes available to me as a premium member. Now, if you want to become a premium member, for free for 2 months. Down in the description of this video, there's a special link. You can go risk-free, go check them out. Go ahead and sign up. Check it out, guys. That link can only be used a couple hundred times, so please use it before it's gone. Now, when you get in there, what you're going to find, hey, you want to take classes on Photoshop. You want to take classes on SEO. You want to take classes on YouTube optimization. You want to become a better manager. You want to become a better person with self-development classes. Skillshare has it all, taught by high quality people. They've got projects that you can work on so you can take action on what you're learning, guys. And if you decide to stick with them after that 2-month trial, it's going to be, it's as low as like $10 a month. Again, I use this service. My team uses this service because when you can get access to the best teachers in the world and you can continue to focus in on your unique ability, what makes you great, to me, this is one of the most amazing deals. So proud to have them as a sponsor. Definitely go check them out. Secret to success number 3 that school never teaches you: teamwork. Teamwork is where it's at. And if I look at all the success I've had, it's because of the people I've surrounded myself, the network, the team that I've built up here at Real Men Real Style. At school, think about that. You are penalized if you share your answers with somebody else, if you work together in a team. And I know there are some group settings, but the vast majority of the time, they try to get you to act like a lone wolf versus realizing in the vast majority of the time in life and in business, you're going to be working with partners. You're going to depend on other people. Secret to success number 4 that school doesn't teach you is that money is a great thing, that we live in a world of abundance. I think a lot of schools and a lot of teachers have a hang-up, have an issue with money, and possibly because they live and they work in a world of scarcity where there's only so many supplies, where teachers are always understaffed, where they're always underpaid, when they never have enough. So they view the world from a scarcity mindset. And as a business owner, as someone that constantly creates value by creating content, creating information, by creating value, I look at it as I can go out there and make whatever I want. The point, though, is that when you realize it's not a zero-sum game, that you can actually enlarge the pie, you can make things better. But so many people in the school system have a scarcity mindset. Secret to success number 5 that school definitely does not teach is that you don't need to ask permission to be successful. And think about that. In school, you've got to ask permission for everything. You raise your hand to ask a question. You ask permission to go to the bathroom. When in life do these things apply? But those lessons stick with us. So many times in life, you're scared to do things. You're waiting for someone to tell you that you can be successful, that you can live the type of life that you want to. When you realize that you can give yourself that permission. You can simply volunteer yourself and go out there and do it. No one is going to stop you. All of a sudden, life opens up and there are so many more opportunities. Secret to success number 6 that school doesn't teach you is that you don't have to follow the rules. When you go to school, there's rules. There are just simply ways things are done. You are told to follow those rules, and if you don't, there are consequences. In life, yes, society puts out rules. But if you're smart and you start to realize, people make these rules. We can change these rules. You look at someone like Lady Gaga. She came into the scene. There was a particular way things were done. She went her own path. You look at Adele and just the way that she came onto the music scene. Both of these women, I look at the way they were very different. They did not follow the rules and they had success because of that. Secret to success number 7 that school does not teach you is it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail a lot. Just make sure to pick yourself up and keep going. What happens in school when you fail? You get a failing grade. You get in trouble with your parents. You are brought up and somehow something is wrong with you. When you fail and you're starting a company, you realize we fail quite a bit. But people don't seem to notice that we fail 7 or 8 out of 10 times. What they notice is when you hit those home runs, that 2 out of 10, that 1 out of 10, everyone's like, wow, you must be amazing. And you realize that the reward far outweighs the pain and some of the embarrassment that happens when you fail. If you learn that it's okay to fail, just fail fast, pick yourself up and keep going, guys, life becomes a lot easier. Secret to success number 8 that isn't taught in school is how to become a great negotiator. In school, we're taught accept what you're given. You get in the lunch line, you're given a lunch just like everyone else, and yeah, the guy in front of you got a bigger piece of pizza, that person over there got a bigger piece of cake or a larger apple, and you are just stuck with this. There's nothing you can do about it. But in life, if you let that happen to you all the time, you're going to find that yeah, by chance, by luck, you may have some good things come your way, but you are going to get the short end of the stick. I do believe a person should be a great negotiator. What you need to be doing is saying, you know what? I am great at what I do, and you negotiate a higher salary when you're getting hired because you realize that's when you've got the most bargaining power. You will find on a daily basis that you can become a better negotiator simply by always asking, is that your best deal? Can you do better than that? Understand in a negotiation that price is just one of the many factors. It could be, hey, can you throw in this for free? Can you look to actually provide this extra service? Something that isn't really worth anything to them could be of high value to you, and all of a sudden you get a better deal. Gentlemen, negotiation is a skill that with time, with practice, and the right education, you can become better at it very quickly. Secret to success number 9 that school doesn't teach you is that emotion trumps logic. In school, we are taught that logic rules all. In fact, we have multiple choice tests. We have formulas to be able to break things out. We are taught that people behave rationally. That's a bunch of BS. People, most of the time, behave irrationally. They are emotional human beings. You think about marriage in general. We see somebody, we fall in love with them. We don't even check their credit score. We don't check well, some of you guys do, but we don't look at all the logical things that we should, which are going to be the long-term indicators of is this going to be a successful relationship. Instead, we say love at first sight. Let's go to Vegas. We get married, and yeah, two months later, you're getting a divorce and your life is in ruins. The thing is when you understand that we are emotionally driven, that we are illogical human beings, you can set up systems and protections in your life to ensure that you don't make these bad emotional decisions. Secret to success number 10, not taught in school, is how to have empathy for other people, how to understand and how to see things from their point of view so that you better understand them and you emotionally connect. People want to spout what they have to say and they want to be confirmed. They want to be that they are right. And they're not really interested in hearing what the other party has to say. And I listen to people on both sides. And it's just one of those things that I really feel if education systems taught people how to simply emotionally connect with others so that they would be open to listening. And I'm not saying agree with that. I don't think we're ever going to have full agreement on everything, but it would be something that you understand where they're coming from. I think that if schools could help us maybe by teaching that, maybe it would be a better world. Guys, okay, so that is mine. I would love to hear from you gentlemen down in the comments. What would you have added to this video? What did school not teach you? And guys, go check out Skillshare. I was really excited to get these guys as a paid sponsor because I already used their service. So this was like the perfect storm for me. It was like, gosh, I use their service. I love what they're doing. If you take nothing else from this video, go out there and continuously, every single day, try to become a little bit better. Because when you do that, you're going to find over time, you are going to make huge improvements and you're going to start to be able to live the life, become the man you know yourself to be. Guys, that's it. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.